Hey Falcon fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome in Atlanta Falcons Today. We're going to get into some very interesting trade stuff regarding Calvin Ridley coming up here in just a second. First, mailbag video happening later on this week. So get your questions in below on this video. Hashtag Falcons. That's what you put ahead of your comment down below. Ask a question, and then if it's a good one and you are a subscriber, that's the key, good question and subscriber, then I'll pull it and probably answer it in a mailbag video coming up later this weekend. So go down below, ask away right now. Let's jump in the latest Falcons news and rumors here on a Thursday, starting with some subtle Calvin Ridley trade comments. I think it's subtle because it's not like they officially announced, we're going to trade Calvin Ridley, or Calvin Ridley even talked. We haven't heard from him in a long time, but there was a very interesting interview on 92.9 The Game here in Atlanta on Dukes and Bell. Steve Wyche, the NFL insider from the NFL Network, mentioned that Calvin Ridley needs a fresh start. We'll show you that quote here coming up in just a couple of minutes. Now, we all know Calvin Ridley's missed the majority of the season, and it's been MIA. Like, it's not like he's missed the season and still kind of been talking back and forth. We've heard nothing, and the team has done nothing to tell us any updates. Like, they asked Arthur Smith every single week in his post-game press conference or his Monday press conference, and he always says, no update, and that's it. He moves on, which, of course, tells us that a departure could be in need for Ridley to get a fresh start and for the Falcons to get some draft compensation to potentially replace Calvin Ridley, as it seems like that is going to be a need this offseason that you didn't think they would have, being a number one wide receiver. Now, here is the NFL Networks Steve Wyche on 92 on The Game the other day, throwing it up on the screen right now. Quote, I would think so. I don't know everything that's gone on here, but for him not to surface and for the team not to say anything about him all season long leads me to believe that at some point, maybe his side is like he needs a fresh start, or the Falcons might feel like, hey, we need a fresh start, end quote. Now, that to me is fine, and it makes sense, and the question is, what can you get in return? Well, the good news is there is a lot of teams that do need wide receivers. I thought of 5 teams off the top of my head. There's probably more. Philadelphia, pair him with Devontae Smith, 2 former Alabama wide receivers. They need a number 2. The Chicago Bears, they're probably going to lose Allen Robinson, and listen, you're going to need a wide receiver to go ahead and help out Justin Fields. The Lions, they definitely need weapons on the outside. The Colts, anything about T.Y. Hilton aging a little bit. Michael Pittman, good, not great. I think it'd be a great pairing there in the Frank Reich offense. And Jacksonville Jaguars, draft picks, they have a ton of money. That would make a lot of sense for a rebuilding Jags team that does need help on the outside and might not want to spend draft picks to build wide receivers. You get a plug-and-play ready one like Calvin Ridley. And we know Ridley's great, and I'd love for him to come back. I'm not saying that you need to trade him. I'm saying if the relationship is dead, and if he wants to move on, then you do, of course, trade him. But if he wants to come back, then you bring him back, because when he's healthy and when he's good to go and when he's locked in, he's a number one wide receiver, and him alongside Kyle Pitts is necessary and needed for the Falcons. My one issue with getting rid of Ridley is that you have to replace him. You can go in the free agent market, but the Falcons don't have a lot of money to do so. Then you got to draft somebody, but you need to draft offensive and defensive linemen, and so it creates this kind of overall issue. But if you can get a second-round draft pick for Calvin Ridley, great. You can spend that on a wide receiver, and then you have 3 second-round draft picks, which, of course, maybe you package move in the first round, or you stay put and take the 3 best players in round 2. Either way, a Ridley departure does seem like it is coming sooner rather than later. Quick ad break, pin comment down below here. Scroll down during the ad on YouTube. Would you consider trading Calvin Ridley for a second-round pick in 2022? What say you? Would you do it? Type Y down below for yes. Type N down below for no. All right, moving on to some good news here. And again, any sort of trade news that happens, we'll cover it here on the channel, so be sure to subscribe because we have the latest and greatest coverage here on the channel. Let me just tell you, we are up to date on our Falcons stuff. Go down below, hit the red subscribe button. There is some good news and a good quote from Cordarrelle Patterson, who really has been the number one wide receiver. Even though he is a hybrid guy, he plays running back, he plays wide receiver, he does some kick returns. He, of course, is fantastic. Now, he is, unfortunately, an unrestricted free agent in 2022, meaning anyone can offer him more money and sign him. And right now, he's finishing up a one-year, $3 million deal. It was a prove-it deal, essentially, for him, and he's going to cash out. He's going to make a lot more than $3 million. However, he does seem very comfortable with staying in Atlanta, and seems like Atlanta's going to get, maybe not a hometown discount, but the first shot as the hometown team. Look at this quote here from Patterson the other day. Quote, I've been around 5 teams, 8 offensive coordinators. Being here, I feel like I'm at home. Why not just finish my career here? I'm comfortable with all the guys in the locker room, the coaches, and everybody, so why not finish my career here, end quote. Why not? I'm all for it. I'm 100% for Patterson finishing. However, big comma here, don't overpay for Patterson. I was doing some research, and there are different, websites that project future contracts for players. The future projection for Patterson is $9 million a year. $9 million a year. Now, he's worth that. I'm not saying he's not. but can Atlanta afford to give a really good skill player $9 million a year when they have so many issues in the trenches and along the defensive line? Now, you might say yes because you're going to spend all your draft picks on the trenches, and I would understand that. I'm just saying you got to be smart and careful when deciding what to give Cordarrelle Patterson and knowing that other teams are going to drive the price up because Patterson can go, okay, you want to offer me $6 million a year? Well, the Jaguars just offered me 10. Right? And the Jaguars can do that. They have a lot of money. Oh, you want to offer me, $7 million a year? The Chargers, who have $75 million in cap space, offered me 12. Right? And so that's what he can do, and driving up the price is a good thing for him personally, and he should, right? Get your bag, make your money, but it might be wise for Atlanta to have a firm price, not go over it the way they can spend money on other key, a little bit more important positions overall. Although, again, the stats are incredible, as you guys have seen. We all love Cordarrelle Patterson, and the fact he seems to want to stay in Atlanta is great news for the Falcons. How much would you be willing to pay for Patterson a year? Right? I mean, $6 million a year? $8 million a year? Surely not $10 million a year. How much would you be willing to pay for Cordarrelle Patterson? Let me know down below in the comments section right now. All right, quickly before we get into the Kyle Pitts hamstring injury update, which might keep him out of Sunday's game, which, stay tuned for that. A quick shout out to our friends at BetUS, my go-to betting website each and every week here on the channel, chatsports.com/BetFalcons, the link you need for a first-time bettor wanting to jump in and make an account. Promo code is Falcons125. Get that 125% deposit bonus whenever you first sign up. Here are my bets of the week. I feel good about these. Vikings -2.5 versus the Bears. A meaningless football game, but Kirk Cousins will play in this one. I think 2.5 is, the Vikings are a much better football team than the Bears. I'll take the Vikings 2.5 at home. Patriots -7 at the Dolphins. They need to win this game to potentially win the AFC East with the Bills' loss on Sunday. The Dolphins are done, nothing to play for. Patriots win that one. Bucks -9, they need to win that, potentially get the 2 seed to play the 7 seed versus the 6 seed, so give me the Bucks -9 versus the Panthers. Matt Rule might be fired after that game, by the way. I will bet the Falcons +4 versus the Saints. Falcons are going to try to play upset against the Saints, and the Saints offense is atrocious. Why not win your final home game, right? Have some fun. Get to 8 wins on the year. Rams -4 versus the 49ers. The Rams need to win that to get the 2 seed, and so we'll take the Rams against Trey Lance, maybe Jimmy Garoppolo, and the 49ers. Okay, final news here. Quick update. Kyle Pitts did not practice yesterday with a hamstring injury that he suffered in the game against the Bills that held him out in the fourth quarter up there in Buffalo. And this is, not a big deal because this game doesn't matter and you don't want Kyle Pitts to, further exaggerate a hamstring injury or aggravate a hamstring injury. However, he is just a couple of yards away from breaking the tight end rookie receiving record. Like, look at this. Dikta in 1961, he's at 1,076. Pitts in 2021, 1,018. So he can do it. A couple of catches. He's done this, all year long. Can break the rookie receiving record. And I think I really want to see him do it, right? By the way, Shockey had 894, that was 2002, and then Keith Jackson of Philadelphia, 1988, right? It's tough to be a productive rookie tight end in terms of receiving yards. Pitts has been able to do that all year long. Again, it's not the end of the world if he doesn't break it, but you're so close. Like, why not break the record? It's like TJ Watt is a sack away from tying Strahan's 22.5 single-season sack record he did back in 2006, right? Just why not get it? Why not get out there, even though you're in a meaningless game, a little bit banged up, try and break the record. We'll keep an eye on this story, see if he's going to actually play or not, but he was held out of practice with the hamstring, which is not good news if it is an indication for Sunday. All right, ultimate today on our Falcons News and Rumor video here. Trade stuff crazy out there. Free agency's coming along, so make sure you guys are subscribed for all the latest Falcons talk as we have you guys covered here on the channel. Mailbag call happening later on this weekend, so be sure to go down below, use the hashtag Falcons, and get your question asked. That way I can answer it coming up here this weekend. For the Falcons Today, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. To the rest of your day.